All right, God bless you. God love you to everybody who will be watching this now or later. We are honored tonight to come to you. It's late, so excuse me. We are blessed to come tonight and speak with the single journey. And our guest tonight will be Sister Valencia Baker. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. I'm going to give her opportunity to introduce herself, and then we're just going to talk about her podcast, her ministry, and what she is doing in the kingdom of God as of now. So over to you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Valencia Baker. Like he said, I'm definitely excited to be a part of what A Call to Be Different is doing. Um, I think that it's something that is reaching people and it's making a statement. So, what I do is I have a page on Instagram and a soon to come YouTube page called The Single Journey, specifically targeted towards Christian singles, whether that is, divorced singles or never been married singles or maybe widowed, just anybody in that walk of singleness who's not in a committed marriage. That's who I'm targeting as my audience.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. So my first question to you, what inspired you to start the single journey?
This was years ago,
Okay.
that I was having my own struggles with singleness. And I, wanted to be married. I saw some of my friends getting married, and I even went off to school. And at college, they had this thing called Ring by Spring, and so it was kind of like just kind of pushing it, and it's kind of just this thing that is unspoken. That if you're a Christian, and you're serious about your relationship with God, you need to be looking to get married.
Right.
And so I had a struggle at first because I'm like, okay, I'm 20 and I'm not married. Okay, I'm 22 and I'm not married. So I was kind of going through this journey, and then I realized that I was so waiting for it to be over, that I just wanted to get past my singleness and into marriage. And I realized, wait, hold on. You can't hold your breath and not live your life until you get married.
I
No,
see.
it's a journey.
Right.
Enjoy the journey, because as you go through your single journey, the hope is that you become more of who God has originally intended for you to be. And then also that you are preparing yourself for marriage if that is your desire. Because some people don't have that desire. But I was like, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only person who, in a culture that is all about hashtag relationship goals. And I was like, I can't see this everywhere I turn. So it was really important for me to say, you know what? I know I'm not the only person. And as I began to talk to other singles, I realized, wait, we need something for us. So my whole goal is that I can inspire people to, one, figure out who they are. Like in your single journey, figure out who you are, figure out who God has called you to be, find your purpose and walk in that. And that as you do that, maybe the person that God has for you will come along in that journey. And so it's just, my hope is that other people will get some confidence in their singleness, that it's not something you have to wait till it's over and then you start living. No, we're called now to be
Right.
who God has called us to be now. We're not
Right.
waiting for anything. We should be chasing our purpose, and then maybe that person will come along that God has called for us.
I agree, and I think most of the time, as being believers, we all want to be married. We all want to be in a relationship, but some people don't. I know a few people that said that they know that God has called them to be single, and they're doing exceptionally well, and God is blessing them. But most, like you said, you're waiting for a specific time, 21, 22. Then you look up 25, knocking on the door to 30, and it's just like, God, why me? What is wrong with me? So, can you talk about your inspirational posts and videos that you post on Instagram. I know your soon to be YouTube page. What is your focus? What audience are you trying to reach?
My whole goal through the Instagram so far is that I want people to know that you're not waiting to live your life, that your singleness is not something that you have to be held back by, that is something that should be playing in your head all day, every day, 24/7. And that's something that I struggled with at first. Was maybe if I go to the store, maybe I'll meet my husband then, or if I have an encounter with someone new, that's the first thing that comes to my head. And I was
Sure.
like, wait, hold on.
Right.
And that's something that I've talked to other women about, and guys as well, is that we have this interaction with people and we wonder, is that my spouse? Is that the person that, and so it's like, wait, how do I know that this person I have potentially entered a relationship with isn't someone that God sent my way to help me get to my purpose?
I
They could
see.
be an investor in my business.
Right.
They could be someone that is supporting the cause.
Right.
But because of my own desire to get to that marriage, I have then, ruined that because now I'm like, well, let's see if maybe we can work. It's like, no, you know what? I want to take that out of the forefront of our minds, that it shouldn't be the first thing we think about when we meet people. It shouldn't be something that makes us feel bad, because we're still single. Like, no, my whole goal is we find confidence in ourselves. We find confidence in who God has called us to be. And that's the purpose of what I'm trying to do on Instagram. And then eventually, as the YouTube page is coming along, is that I'm going to have more of that. Okay, how to get over depression, how to deal with the breakup, these different things that I myself have gone through, and that I didn't see it out there. I didn't see it out there for people that were Christian and serious about their relationship with God. Because you
Right.
see things here and there, about people who, oh yeah, I love God. But it's like, no, that real true commitment to God and the purpose that He has for me in that relationship. Where are those people? So that's what I wanted to create, is this atmosphere, this platform, this community. And that's what is being developed now.
Yeah. And it's awesome because I believe that it's helping a lot of people. Well, I won't say I believe, I know that it's helping a lot of people because even like you said, we don't have to wait until we find a spouse to live our lives. Like we can do that in our singleness. But I
Mm-hmm.
think now I'm making in trouble for saying this. I think that the church they rush people into getting married. You gotta find you a wife, you gotta find
Mm-hmm.
you a husband, you gotta get this
Oh,
family. And it's just like, why? Why can't I finish school first? Why can't I buy a house first? Why can't I travel a little bit? Maybe the Lord has called some of us to go in an evangelistic field. So I think sometimes it's just a rush game. I mean, I could be
yep.
wrong though.
No, I agree with you. I think it's something that has been like said but
Mm-hmm.
unspoken, but like
Mm-hmm.
said but not really said. Like it's just this like underlying expectation of Christian people, is that, hey, when you get to a certain age, you need to be seeking and searching and preparing and getting ready and being on the hunt to be married. And it's like, wait, first of all, who said that that was like the law?
So true.
And that's something that I think that I pray and that I hope to help change the mindset of some people, is that I had to come to that realization myself. Who told me that I had to be married by 22?
Right.
Who told me that I had that in order for me to be a successful woman, to be a successful Christian, that means I have to be married and have kids by X amount of age?
Right.
That's a mindset that is not true. And it even Paul even says in First Corinthians 7, it would be better if you were like me, right?
Yes.
Because what happens is that there is a level of commitment that we have to make to the person that we marry.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when we don't know who we are first, when we aren't secure in who God has called us to be first, that person then comes in the way, and we make that situation and that relationship God.
Right.
And so it's like, wait, I need to get me and God right. I
Mm-hmm.
need to be walking in my purpose right. And when you know what your purpose is, it will allow for those people that aren't aligning with that. You can see, it's not really aligning with my purpose. Maybe you're not, this is not a relationship I need to pursue. But it's just a mindset that I think we have to step away from and say, who told me this? And is this really biblical? Is this true?
Right. That's good. What would you say that you learned about yourself um, through you making the post, you taking time, you having been in relationships that might have not worked out according to your time or God's will? What would you say you've learned most about yourself through everything?
I would definitely, I've learned a lot. And that's why it's the single journey,
I see.
that it's not something that you say, okay, I got my lesson, now I'm ready for my, it's like
Hmm.
a journey that we go through.
Right.
I would say in my journey so far, I've learned one, that I have the ability um to lose focus, in that because of my ability to lose focus and kind of veer off, I need to be intentional about what I do.
Right.
I need to be intentional about the people that I allow in my life. I need to be intentional about the time that I spend. Because sometimes, like, you don't even know, I was just on the phone for 3 hours talking to somebody I know is not my husband.
I
And it's
see.
like, wait,
Hmm.
how did that happen? And
Right.
so I've learned that in order for me to maintain focus on what I know my purpose is, I have to be real intentional about the time that I spend.
Mhm.
And then I have to really believe that, God, I'm giving this whole situation to you because I want to walk in peace. And I finally got to a place where I am at peace in my singleness. I
Thank you,
am at peace
Jesus.
saying, you know what, if this takes a couple more years, if this takes 10 more years, I know that God got that. And what I don't want to do is be hooked with, connected to the wrong person.
Right.
Um, and so I don't know if I know you know, and some people know that I was engaged prior. And so that whole journey was a journey as well,
I see.
because we say, Lord, I'm going to put you first.
Hmm.
And it's like, I had to really put that to the test. So
Hmm.
I've been through a lot of different ups and downs. And my whole goal has always been that God gets the glory. My
That's
whole
right.
goal has always been that I seek Him first. And that no matter what happens, I'm going to follow the purpose that God has for me. And I think I've made up in my mind as I've gone through my journey that I'm not going to let anybody or any preconceived notion stop me from doing what God has called me to do, even if
Yeah.
it's something that I want.
Right.
And that's true sacrifice. That's really saying, Lord, I'm giving it. I want this, but I want your will more than I want my own desires.
Hmm. And that's good, and that's good that you're able to be transparent about you were engaged and that did not work out. How I'm sure that you were depressed. I'm sure that you were overwhelmed because you know, like you said, I know we've talked about it. So it's just like you show the whole world, like, look, I'm engaged, I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy, we're getting married. And then all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, which is nobody's business at all, but all of a sudden it's just like, okay, now I'm
Psych.
not getting married. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, y'all. This was a wrong post. So, how did you navigate that? Because some people, they would have been so devastated that they would have thought that their life was over. So, how did God help you through that storm alone?
I would definitely say that I believe in the things that I'm like telling people. So
Hmm.
like I really do believe that if I give it to God, He gonna deal with it.
I see. All right.
Like because I have tried so many things on my own.
I see.
I have tried so many, okay, maybe I'll do this or maybe I'll talk to, and it's like, you know what? I am tired of being depressed, or I'm
Hmm.
tired of feeling less than, or I'm
Right.
tired of giving my all in these situations and it's
Hmm.
not working out. Maybe it, and I read my Bible and it's like, oh, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, and all your ways acknowledge Him and He will make my
To
path
direct your
straight.
path.
And
Right.
I'm like, wait, hold on.
Mhm.
How about I let go
Come on, come on.
and I let God do what he wants to do?
Yeah.
And I think even in my journey of the engagement, I still had that same mindset.
Mm.
So that way, when it ended, yes, I was sad. Yes, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. I even had that moment of, oh my gosh, I just told everybody. Like, now what am I
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
do?
yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that I seek his kingdom first,
Hmm.
and that I do not and will not be connected maritally to someone that I know is not for me. No matter the shame that might come, no matter the, oh, I got to go back to square one in my singleness, as much as I didn't want to do that,
Hmm.
like, I can't put my own desires first because that
Right,
I wasn't at peace. And I think when you really have the peace, when you finally get into a space of peace with God, you don't want to lose that.
right.
And so I'm walking in peace, and I'm like, Lord, something's not right. And so, I believe in counseling. We're going to marriage counseling. We're doing these different things,
Hmm.
having these conversations, and to see that it's not lining up.
Yeah,
And it's like, and so it's like time to make the hard decision. And
right,
that's really where it was, are you going to, lean on your own understanding? Is it going to be about what you want? Is it going to be because you love this person? And I think sometimes that's a whole nother conversation. That's like a whole separate podcast of what is
right,
love and
right,
like how we even get into that. But anyway, so you're gonna do this because this is what you want,
right.
or are you gonna open your eyes and really see the truth of what is happening?
Hmm.
And I had to swallow my pride. I had to say, you know what? It can't. We need to have a conversation. Let's see. If we can get on the same page and be okay with giving it to God and walking
Right,
away and
right.
starting over. It was
Yeah.
hard.
Hmm.
And I had people in my corner. But also I had to go back to the word. And I know that he will make my path straight if I trust in him and not in my own will, in my own way. Straight meaning like I'm not gonna do like this.
I see.
And sometimes we end up doing like this because we're not trusting in God.
Right.
And we're supposed to go here, but
Everywhere.
it's like, wait, no. Trust in the Lord with all your heart
Hmm.
and lean not on your own understanding, like that part. Like,
Right,
God, I understand that I'm 20 blank years old, and in my understanding, I'm supposed to be there.
right.
Hold on. Lean
Hmm.
not on what you understand, because his thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. We need to yield it to him, and then watch. As soon as we stop doing like this, it'll happen
Yeah,
in his time.
in his time.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I've never done this before on an interview, but I'm gonna call the altar call. That somebody will be set free and delivered. But this is good because some people, some people, so I'm not gonna raise my hand, but some people they ended up doing it their way, and there is doing it your way is not the best way. But like you said, that's another podcast and another segment. But it's good that you knew that something was not right for one reason or another and just put a halt to it. And I think it's important, like you said, my pastor used to always quote that scripture: trust in the Lord with all thine heart, lead not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways. So through you getting an understanding, you're like, okay, is his ways is always the right way.
Right.
So if it's not a straight and narrow path, you got to check yourself. Check yourself through the word. So
Mm-hmm.
my next question to you is, when it comes to the single journey, who are you trying to capture, men or women or both?
Both.
Okay.
So, and the reason I say both is because sometimes I think we lean heavy to the women,
Right.
because women, yeah, I mean, we just do. We lean heavy to the women.
Yeah.
But I have had several conversations with single men
Hmm.
who are going through the exact same thing that
Right.
we're going through as
Right.
Christian women.
Hmm.
That he wants to take his relationship with God seriously.
Hmm.
He wants to be married, but he wants to take his relationship with God seriously.
Right.
And he's dealing with females that she not really she not
Sure.
really walking the straight and narrow path,
Sure.
or you know there's the guys who are serious about their relationship and he's having to deal with the same things of where's my person.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
think knowing who you are and who God has called you to be is not a male or female thing.
Right.
It is a Christian thing that I think everybody can learn from. And when you understand who you are and who God has called you to be and the purpose that He has put in you, then you are able to decipher and weed out these other things that it's probably not right for me.
Hmm.
And that's male, female, young and old, all age ranges is
Right.
really my goal.
And that's good because I think from young to old, everybody can learn from somebody. And I think when it comes to relationships, even though you've seen my questions on social media, how many times should a guy pay for dates? How many, because I think the structure of dating from 50 years ago has changed. Some women are like, I want my man to pay for everything. And then some men are like, I ain't paying for everything. Or the man is
Mm-hmm.
so scorned because he paid for everything. And then the woman end up cheating. Or the woman is like, if you for me, then do everything. So it's just crazy. So what
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give to our single men and women?
I would say a lot. So you got to follow the single journey to get some more information.
Yes, tell them how they can follow you and tell them to how they can subscribe to your YouTube page as well.
You can just go to the Instagram page, which is at the or THE single journey underscore. Um, and then the link to the YouTube channel is in the description. So you can just click that and subscribe. Because I really, like you said, it's so much to it. Because I think there's an emotional aspect, there's a mental aspect, there's a relational aspect, there's a personal aspect, there's a faith aspect. Like there's so much that has to do with relationships. And specifically in marriage, I think that it can be talked about for a long time. But specifically, I would say to those that are single and wanting to date, I would say that we have to be mindful that we are in this world, but not of this world.
Hmm.
And so the expectations of the world's dating standards should not necessarily be the same. That somehow as a Christian that's dating, we use the same dating patterns almost, that we have the same dating expectations as others, and we shouldn't. That
Right.
we should always look to scripture for guidance, and we
Hmm.
should always be praying and saying, Holy Spirit, guide me and show me. And the whole, like, I've had a lot of and a lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts about the whole who should pay and like that whole thing, because I think there's a, like you said, over the years it's changed because finances have changed.
Right. Right.
Statuses, women's
Right.
statuses have changed,
Right.
and there's so much to it. But I would definitely say we cannot have the same dating expectations as the world. Like we can't, because we're supposed to be separate. Like we can't look to the world to know how to do stuff. We should
Right.
be looking to God, and then the world should be seeing us
I'll take their
doing
way.
different.
Right. So who should pay? I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so I don't know. So okay, I think it depends on what we're paying for. Because I think there's probably some like unrealistic expectations for women out here. Um, like I saw this post about, oh, I'm going on a date and this man, I got like 3 kids and I'm expecting this man to pay for my daycare. And I was like, wait, he's
Right.
not your husband.
Right.
He's not your husband. And not only that, but this is
Hmm.
what, your first, second date? And she was living, and he was so confused. He was like, "What? I don't even know you like that. Like,
Yeah, I
I
want to get
gotta
to
pay
know
an extra."
you.
Yeah,
Right.
like
Right.
I was like, but again, because of the fact, like the status, like women, I think it's the problem is that we are dating outside, like we're dating a lot of different type of people.
Right.
That
Right.
if we're dating the ones that are willing to spend the money, they're willing to do this, okay, we can't have the expectation for all guys.
Yeah.
And I think it limits us in finding true love. What is your real goal? Yes, you want someone capable. If you have kids, you want someone capable. And I said this actually on the post. There's a difference between capability and responsibility. Someone can be capable of taking care of your needs. You have to date them to know if they are capable. But
Right.
just because you're dating doesn't make them responsible. If
Right.
you have kids, he should have the capability to be able to provide for you and your kids. If y'all want to date,
Sure.
y'all are married or serious relationship, he should
Right.
have the capability to pay. That
Hmm.
doesn't mean that he is responsible at this moment and you're not married to do these things.
There
We
you go.
cannot have marriage expectations in dating relationship.
Right.
There's a difference between dating, engagement, and marriage. And
Right.
that's why even people would ask me, even in my engagement, I'm still not having sex.
Okay.
There's
Right.
a difference. There's
Hmm.
a level, there's levels to this. And
Right.
somehow we take things that are marriage things and we put them in dating and then we're confused.
Hmm.
And so it's like, no, hold, capability and responsibility are not the same thing. You want someone capable. If you have kids, you want someone capable.
Right. Of
Like you don't
course.
want nobody that just, I can't do. You
Right.
got
Right.
but you don't need to put that responsibility on a man that you're just dating. You
Hmm.
just met. I don't know. So like, I got a lot of thoughts, but I know some ladies, and that's the thing. Some ladies not gonna be okay with what I just said. But
That's
it's just,
okay.
yeah, but it's just the truth. Like
Right.
we can't do that. We can't because then now we're limiting the men that a man that could potentially be everything that we need.
Right. And I think I guess some will call me old fashioned, but if the guy asks the young lady out to a date, the guy should pay. Whether it be out to eat, whether it be bowling, I think the guy should pick up the
Right.
bill. Maybe the second time I've learned that maybe, okay, let's talk and be intentional about getting to know each other. Maybe a cup of coffee. Okay, I'll pick up the tab. Maybe the third time, maybe we'll go for a walk. I think people
Agreed.
have been so caught up on money. I mean, I once was. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go to the finest steakhouse. And then they may say, hey, the steak was good, the potatoes good, the asparagus was good, but I don't think you and I will match. Which that's totally fine, but now I'm out of a whole bunch of money. I mean, that's just the real
Yeah.
deal. So I think instead of trying to, and we all have been guilty of it, but I think instead of us trying to wine and dine, we actually need to, like you said, maybe talk about different things at a
Yes.
park or at let's go get coffee, let's get a smoothie. A
Mm-hmm.
friend of mine told me him and his wife, and not to detour from our conversation, but him and his wife were getting to know each other, and they had a $10 limit on their dates or their hangouts. So if they went to Dunkin' Donuts, they got some coffee and maybe split a donut, and then had a 2-hour conversation. If they went to, let's say, Wendy's, and that was some years ago, because I think one meal alone is like $20 at Wendy's now, but that's what they did to make it fair. And I was like, I
Yeah.
like that. So one person, the man will never think, oh, she's just using me,
Mm-hmm.
or
And I
she's
think
just trying to get that.
that's the question is, ladies, what are we looking for?
That's very true.
Because I think, like you said, we're not. Yes, there should be romance.
Right.
There should be romance. I think there should be occasional whining and dining. I think the
Sure.
man should pay.
Right.
Like if we're got like that's I'm old school as well. I
Yeah.
want you to open my door and the chivalry
Okay.
and all
Right.
that. But um, I don't think that we have these unrealistic worldly expectations
Hmm.
that I need you to take me to Dubai.
No.
Yeah, it's like, hold on. What am I looking? Am I looking for this picturesque? Like I said, in a world full of relationship goals, because
Right.
that is what is presented to us. Is this is love, and it's like, hold on. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe love isn't the trips. Maybe love is the conversations at Starbucks.
Right.
And so it's what are we looking for and why are you looking for that specific thing? If you're looking to be wined and dined, why? You know, I don't know.
Hmm. Wow. That's good. That is very good. And same for the man. Some men are like, hey, bro, if she don't buy me the Jordans, if she don't buy me the PS5s, if
Look,
she don't buy me the Timberland boots, I ain't
exactly.
with her. So
No, sir.
it goes. You said no, sir.
No,
Get
sir.
get a job and buy your own stuff.
Okay. Okay, if you want them, you got, and like that's the reason why we have to be like, okay, why do I have these expectations?
Well, that's very
Is this
true.
person my husband? Is this
Right,
woman my wife? Like,
right.
no. Let's adjust those. Let's adjust them correctly, and then it would be a little less of that. But again, I think we're dating the different type of people that have different expectations, and sometimes we'd be like, wait, I thought that men wanted this.
Right,
And it's like, oh no, they don't. Oh, I thought that women wanted me to pay for everything.
right. That's
So we
not true.
go
Right,
around
right,
paying for everything.
right,
We go around taking women on trips because we think that's what love is. We think that
right,
that's what relationships mean.
right.
Or we go around and we buy all of our men, the latest shoes and the newest games because that's
Right.
what love is. Or we go around and we have sex because that's what love is. It's like,
You see.
wait,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Who said?
Right. Tina Turner said it best. What's love got to do with it? Woo, woo. So somebody, let's get to our questions. It's comments. I heard from the Lord clearly. He has someone for me that was 10 years ago. I'm still believing. I'm still waiting. I'm not chasing or looking. I know in the right time it will happen. That's correct. And like we've been saying, trust in the Lord with all your heart, whether it be who was married in the Bible or had a child. Was it Sarah? Didn't she bear a child late?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they basically laughed at her. And God still blessed her. All right, it is nice to find yourself and build a relationship with God first. That's so important. That's the only thing because
Exactly.
because if you don't know who you are and there's so many insecurities, that's another topic. But that's so good.
Yep. Exactly.
That's where we get confused because we try to be a wife and a girlfriend role. That happens, and
Okay.
right,
Okay.
hmm
Exactly. There's a difference.
right,
There's a difference, and we can't give it all up front. We
hmm
can't give it all up front. We just can't because then we end up being a wife to someone that's not our husband.
right, right.
Mm-mm.
Same for the men. We
Yes.
can't give up everything because same situation as our women are in, the brothers are in.
And we got to be okay with walking away.
That's very true. And I was in a relationship once, and certain things kept happening. Disagreements, this, that, and the other. Nothing bad. We weren't fighting, y'all. People automatically think, oh, they was fighting. But we had a conversation that said, if X, Y, and Z keeps going on, we have to say goodbye. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember I said, oh, yeah, sure. And then something happened. And then finally I got a phone call and said, all right, you remember we said this? I said, yeah, I don't remember that. But I had to be adult enough to say, this is what we agreed upon. And that it was best for us to walk away.
Yeah.
Nice young lady, very nice, very kind. But we had agreed, we had a mutual agreement that, okay, if these things keep happening, or
Mm-hmm.
if we are not, like you said earlier, if we're not lining up, what's the point of even being together? And it was sad for me, but then I had to
Yeah.
realize, okay, these are areas that I still need to work on. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate her for keeping her word. It was just like, okay, you're right. You did say that. I respect you enough to walk away.
Yeah.
But what do you think the hardest part is about walking away? And we'll wrap up with this question here.
I think the hardest part is our own selves.
Okay.
Like we have to see, okay, this didn't work. I have to start
Hmm.
over. How did this
Right.
happen? And we go through
Right.
the emotions and we point back to ourselves and say, what did I do?
Hmm.
Why not me? Why didn't this work for me?
Yeah.
And so it's really getting to a place of understanding that we are not dating just to get married.
Hmm.
We are trying to align ourselves with the right person, not just a person, but the right one.
Right.
So even if it doesn't work out and we get those feelings, work through them, because sometimes we don't work through them. But work through those feelings, but it's okay to walk away
Right.
and be okay with, okay, gotta go back through my single journey. Back on the journey again.
Hmm. That's wonderful. That's good. Back to the single journey. Lord help us all.
I know, right?
All right. Any comments before we wrap up? This has been good. Please tell the people how they can follow you again.
Yes.
When can we expect some YouTube videos? When can they tune in on IG and get some insight?
On Instagram, it is at the single journey underscore.
Okay.
Um, and that is where all the content is for now.
Okay.
YouTube page is in the link, so you can click the link in the bio to
Okay.
subscribe, because I'm hoping to have like a bunch of videos ready to be uploaded by January.
Good.
There will be interviews, there'll be how to's, there'll be some more personal things about me. There will be
Good.
people I'm going to have conversations with, some podcasts. I mean, what's it called? We have multiple people.
Panel
Panels.
discussions. Yeah.
Yep, we have panels. I think that's going to be fun.
Good. I
I
love
love to
those.
have panels with
Yes.
people, so it's going to be
Yes.
stuff like that will be
Okay.
on the YouTube page. So definitely go and subscribe. Go to the Instagram, follow, and click the link and subscribe, so that way you will be in the know when all of those great things drop.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, we want what we think happiness is when it's really hurting. That's very true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. And my grandmother told me this. She said, a wound will never heal as long as you pick at it. It will
Go
just
ahead.
get worse and it will become infected, and then the
Mm-hmm.
whole body will suffer.
That's great. We
So,
gotta heal.
yes, got to. All right, everybody. God bless you. We want to thank all of those that have tuned in. We want to thank our guests for availing her time on tonight. I don't know if her Alabama team is. Did y'all play today?
We did play today. I think we won.
Okay.
I was at a basketball game, so I didn't get a chance to see. But I think we were struggling, but we won.
Okay. Ohio State won, so we're good.
Uh,
So we want to thank everybody. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our guest, her channel as well. And let's stay connected. Our next interview, I believe, is either Monday or Tuesday of next week, and we will have Sister Janae Middleton, and she will talk about her podcast. It is called The Open Community, and the work that she is doing online and in the community. So thank you so much, and God bless you to everyone on tonight.
Thank you.